What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Undrafted Views. We're here. We talk sports from the sidelines. And today we're going to talk about the NBA Finals. We are excited that they're here. We're going to discuss our expectations, our concerns, and our predictions. Let's get into it.
So the stage is finally set, and we finally have our 2021 NBA Finals matchup against the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks. I just have to say, I'm really happy for Chris Paul.
I am too. I think that is the highlight of this season's NBA Finals championship series is the fact that Chris Paul is there. We're talking about 16 seasons, I think.
Yes.
Wow. And for him to accomplish so much in the NBA with his on-court and off-court, support that he's done and president of basketball, whatever he does, to finally get here has to be like surreal for him.
Right. It's definitely the pinnacle of his career. It's got to be.
It has to be. And you know what? It's now. The hype is so big that if the Suns can pull it off right now with Chris Paul leading the team, man, the story that will go down in history will be amazing. And it's almost like, I almost feel like when Kawhi Leonard led the Toronto Raptors to their first championship. Now, of course, Chris Paul is more beloved, of course, but just the thought of him being able to have the opportunity to give the Phoenix Suns their first championship is amazing.
Yes.
It is unlike any other. Almost kind of will probably mirror what LeBron James did with the Cleveland Cavaliers. That type of stuff, that's huge, that stuff that goes down in history is amazing. So
Yes. So what are some of your expectations as we look forward to these games?
I just think that defense is going to be the prevailing factor in whether a team wins or loses. Right now, of course, I believe that both teams will win and lose games. We all know that's a 7-game series, right? But something about the defense, because we know what I do know is that both teams can shoot pretty well. So it's going to have to be defense. Defense, and then what the coaches do. So I expect the coaches to really come up with clever adjustments to be able to navigate through shooting slumps, because they happen every, one main player will be in a shooting slump one game. And my expectation is that the coaches know how to navigate around that.
Okay.
And hopefully the next man up will be able to kind of stand in the gap when perhaps Devin Booker defense is too tough. They can't get around Chris Paul for whatever reason, or, a Drew Holiday, Middleton. And if Giannis plays, because, really, are we talking about expectations with Giannis or without Giannis?
Right. But for me, it doesn't even really matter because Chris Middleton has been the guy. Him and Drew Holiday, Giannis, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know. Do they really need him? I mean, do they really need him to be successful?
I'm going to tell you right now, if the Bucks win this series and Giannis hasn't played, it's going to look really bad. He has to get on the court. He has to get on the court.
If he's 50%,
player.
Yes,
can you imagine?
He has to play. I don't care if he got to have a little limp. He needs to be out there just to say that he contributed and they needed him, So, and speaking of defense, though, do you think the Bucks should try to shut down CP3 or Devin?
I hope they go for Devin.
Okay.
However, if they go for Devin, that's fine, because you don't want campaign to light it up. What I'm saying is,
yes,
I think the Bucks is going to have to choose which player they want to lock down. And they may be able to lock down two, right? And I say they may be able to lock down one of the, I would say one of the three. And then don't let Cameron, what's the other one?
Cameron Johnson.
Yes. Right. So they have shooters, right? I think the one thing that the Bucks would probably want to really focus on is Ayton. Because between Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis,
Aiden's gonna have his way, I think.
You think so? Okay, we'll
Mhm.
see. We'll see. I hope so, because if anything, I don't know if Aiden. That's something that I will be looking forward to seeing once the series goes on. How will Aiden handle Bobby Portis and Brooke Lopez?
Yeah. I think if the Bucks need to choose, they need to shut down
I
Devin
agree.
because he didn't really have an awesome series against the Clippers. He's due for a breakout series, in my opinion. Now,
Yeah.
CP3 played extremely well. He's kind of the reason why they are here right now in the finals.
Mhm.
So I'm expecting Devin to have like a 60-point game. Easy.
That's fair. That's fair. But that's just one. We need
Yeah.
7 of them, or at least
Uh-huh.
at least 4, right?
You need 4, yeah.
So I agree. I think Devin should be their focal point of shutdown. But if that happens, I trust that Monty Williams will say, Cam Payne, go to the floor, right? And so then they'll have to try to shut him down. Can you imagine? But I believe the Bucks have that same type of off the bench scoring that may benefit them if for some reason Middleton is off, because Middleton has been off as well in some of the series games that he's played. Drew Holiday sometimes, but one thing about Drew Holiday though, he'll show up in the fourth quarter, and sometimes you'll be like, "Ooh, where you been all? Where you been all game?" But it's just going to be very interesting. I'm looking for the coaches and seeing what they're going to do to coach, to be the superior coach during this series. That's really going to be something interesting.
Okay, because Coach Bud, boy, I tell you, he has been looking extremely stressed out. Now that he's in the finals, I can only imagine his level of anxiety is through the roof right now.
I can tell you that he's been looking disheveled for me. I just be like, I want somebody to help him, but I can only imagine because every other night, depending on if they win or lose, it's fire Coach Bud. He knows his job is on the line. Now,
yes,
Monty Williams knows that he's going to be okay this season, whether the Suns win or lose, right? But Coach Bud, sir, this may be your last rodeo in Milwaukee. I'm just saying. So I can only imagine how he feels. That's why he'd be looking so disheveled in the post-game press conferences. I know. Like, oh, help. But now he's made it this far. And for the Bucks to be able to do it in the last 2 games of that series without Giannis, I don't know, y'all.
Amazing. I know. Now let's just think about 2019. That was a bust for the Bucks. 2020, the same. And now they're finally here. So you can't help but be happy for, what the Bucks were able to put together, right? Bringing in Drew, bringing in PJ, you gotta marvel at that, what they were able to do.
I think PJ was a great pickup. Drew was a great pickup for them as well, yes. But PJ Tucker was a really good pickup.
That toughness that they didn't have, now they have it.
So I'm wondering, when we're talking about their defense, that's what I'm saying. So, Drew Holiday is a great defensive player, but PJ Tucker, I don't care what size you are, though. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he gonna body you. Exactly.
You're gonna get beat up. He is going to get you. He is going to probably foul out, but he's gonna take one for the team, and I can't get mad at that. He's gonna take it for the team, and they need it every time. So PJ Tucker's a great pickup for them.
I think PJ Tucker and Bobby Portis are cut from the same cloth in terms of toughness and that grit and grime, not afraid to mix it up.
So what does that look like? Who has that on the Suns? And I'm not saying that it's needed, but what does that counterpart look like on the Suns?
I think the toughest dog you have on the Suns is Devin Booker. He's a dog, but he doesn't bang with the bigs. And then Chris Paul.
Okay.
Chris Paul. That's it. But they don't have anyone down low. I don't think Ayton has that dog in him. But he's very competitive, but I don't think he doesn't have that next level toughness.
We'll see.
I'm expecting Mikal Bridges to come out of the darkness. He hasn't played really well. No, really. I'm serious. Mikal is a great player. Looking to see more of him in this series.
Yeah, I think so. It's his time. And that's what I'm saying. I believe that's why you have to have multiple players that are really great on the team, because when one is in a slump, and we can go into this first 2 games and somebody on the Suns that usually puts up great points can be in a slump. So you need other players. And so hopefully this will be where Mikal Bridges feels that, okay, I'm ready now. And maybe he'll come into the light.
Right. I'm saying now, I don't know what I was thinking, but Jay Crowder, He's that next level toughness guy.
I have in my mind, I think the X factor for this series on the Suns would be Cameron Payne and Jay
Mm.
Crowder.
Mm.
Jay Crowder, he is here again.
Yeah.
The Heat, I'm going to say it again, got to be punching the air.
Yeah, they have to be.
So he was a part of the Heat winning the Eastern Conference Finals in 2020. Now he's a part of the Phoenix Suns for the West with the Western Conference Final.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's in the NBA Finals a second year.
Right.
With two different teams.
Unbelievable. He said he looks like a genius.
I'm serious. See, that's what I'm talking about. Jay Crowder, for me, is going to be one of the X factors for this series with the Phoenix Suns, along with Cameron Payne. I think that. Mm-hmm. For the Bucks, I believe it would be Bobby Portis and Jrue Holiday. I still think Jrue Holiday is a sneak attack for them if he's on.
Okay.
And that's why they brought him. So I think that Jrue Holiday showing up like he did in the Eastern Conference series will be his performance there, and his production there will be great. But if he can pull that off for the for the NBA Finals, the Bucks will be like, great purchase. Great signing, right? So I don't know.
Looking forward to it. Okay, so we talked a little bit about our expectations, but I mean, there are some concerns with this series.
Yeah.
You want to go into some of yours?
One of my concerns as relates to the Phoenix Suns is the health of Chris Paul. I'm just going to have to be, I really hope that whatever that he is prone to,
yes,
in critical times, be injured. And they cannot afford not one bit for him to be injured. So the health of Chris Paul is a concern for me. I hope his shoulder doesn't flare back up.
Right.
Hope he's okay with his knees. That type of stuff. And I know because of his history, I'm quite sure he's working to make sure that he is going to be solid every time he steps on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's one of the concerns I have, because I believe that if Chris Paul cannot play in this series, it's going to be a challenge for the Suns.
I have to echo you with that concern on Chris Paul. But the good thing is the Phoenix Suns had a lot of rest in between both series, right? And now for this series, they haven't played a game since June 30th. So they should be well rested and well physical therapied.
I hope so. Nice and loose. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I agree. They need that. And even more so. And I hope that Devin Booker's nose is okay as well. And I think he should be okay. And also campaign. We need to make sure that knee is good.
Yeah. He had a lot of bounce in his step though in the last couple of games. So
he did. So I hope everything is as well. But the health of Chris Paul is my main concern with the Suns. Now, one of my concerns with the Bucks is Giannis. Is he gonna play or not? No. Is he gonna play or no?
Right. I think that's on everyone's mind. If you're in Deer Nation or Deer Park or whatever they call it, you got to be concerned about, Giannis Antetokounmpo. But the funny thing is, because he hasn't been on the court, Brook Lopez has not been shooting the three ball like that, taking up all the space down low where Giannis usually operates. So I don't know. That's a concern. When Giannis comes back, how will the team adjust? Having him back in the lineup, he's very stubborn. He's going to shoot the three ball. He's going to shoot the outside shot, knowing he belongs down low. And that's something Coach Bud might have to sit Giannis down with. And how will he receive it?
Tell him not to do it. Just drive. You drive. Your task in each game is to drive to the basket. That's what you're best at. You just do that. And maybe find your mid-range. But other than that, and I can tell you right now, if the Suns probably can't wait. Oh, Giannis is at the perimeter. Go on. You got it.
They probably won't even guard him at all.
For what? Yeah, no. If it makes it in, good. You're going to have to beat us with Giannis on the perimeter. I want y'all to do it. That's what that's going to be daring them to do. I mean, oh my gosh. Yeah.
What do you think the pace will be? Do you think the Suns will? Because Chris Paul kind of slows them down a little bit.
Yeah. When the two games that he was out during the Clippers series and campaign was in the starting lineup, that game was fast.
Woo.
Oh, it was flying. You're right. When he came back, it did slow down a little bit. I think they'll adjust. I think it'll be fine. They'll adjust.
Mhm.
They have
Okay.
adjusted the whole season. I don't see why it would be different now. I think it'll be okay.
Okay. All right. So here's the moment of truth. And you cannot go back on it.
I never go back.
Excuse me?
I don't. What are you talking about?
Okay. Who do you have coming out of this series?
Who's playing? Is Giannis in the game? No,
See?
it don't even matter. I have Suns in 7.
Oh, okay. I have the same. I have the Suns in 7.
Really?
Yes.
You have Suns in 7 with or without Giannis. I have Suns in 7.
Oh, it's gonna be so good. Looking forward to it. Oh my goodness. I didn't think I would be. I thought the better matchup would be the Suns and the Hawks. But now I'm looking forward to the Suns and the Bucks.
I think so. They have a lot. I think that if the Hawks were in it, it wouldn't have been. The Hawks doesn't have really anything to lose. It would have been nice. It would have been a nice thing had they won, right? But I think the pressure is more on Phoenix Suns because of Chris Paul and the Milwaukee Bucks because of Giannis, 2-time MVP and defensive player, and no championships and max contract, super max contract, and Coach Bud. You know, it's that. I don't know if the Hawks would have had that narrative around them in the finals. So it just, yeah. Okay. I think the proper narrative and the expectations are greater because of the two teams that are playing. So, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, all right. Well, you guys, we are going to wrap this episode up. Make sure you drop down in the comments and let us know what your predictions are for this Suns and Bucks series. And we will see you guys on the next one. But until then,
peace.
Peace, y'all.